Hi, guys. Eric Pathy here at PickDogs.com. As I told you yesterday, Al, my son was having his Maryland Special Olympics game at Cole Fieldhouse today. I think him alone had more rebounds than the entire University of Maryland team as they beat every county and got the gold for the second year in a row. Now they do a draw lottery for finals, the national finals, where they get to go to Orlando and play against the whole country. We'll see what happens. But it is amazing because even the coach there was like, you got to rebound if you want to win the game. And basically, the only reason why they won the game is they rebounded the shit out of the other team.
Yeah. I mean, congrats to your son. And,
But let
yeah,
me
like I
ask
said,
you this. He was not,
yeah.
he was rooting against Florida since they beat Maryland. And I watched Florida go on a 16-2 run.
Yeah. Condolences to Ron Romanelli. He had a huge futures ticket on
Oh,
Texas Tech. And oh my God, what a horrible way to
oh my
lose
God.
that game. It's the number one seeds are holding, and to no one's surprise. Um, Duke is looking good as well. That was actually our selection today on Saturday.
Correct.
So, it's still in the first half, but Duke is already up 13. So they may not cover, but they probably, will win the game. And then you'll have two number one seeds down with two number one seeds tomorrow to go. And yeah, it could be the second time in NCAA history that all four number one seeds reach the Final Four.
That was in 2008, and that happened to be the year my daughter was born. Kansas, Memphis, North Carolina, and UCLA. So it's been a while. It's not, I asked you before we did the video, you said it's not a rare occurrence. It's only happened once before. I thought it would have been at least three, four, five times in the history of the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, actually, most people I think would have thought it would never have happened. So um, it's yeah,
But,
it
but
is a pretty rare occurrence
from a
that it's only
betting
happened
point of
once.
view, as we know, we're talking about winning. But if you bet Texas Tech, you covered. Florida won, but didn't get the cover. And you were alluded to this, and we've been talking about this with Oak City Thunder, which was your complimentary selection yesterday, which was Florida couldn't do anything wrong against the spread till the tournament. Now they're already all the way at the end, but I don't know what their actual spread record is. But if you bet on Texas Tech today and you were Ron Romanelli and you bet them on the spread, you actually got the cash.
Yeah, I mean the two best teams. I think it was like Florida, UC San Diego,
Right.
maybe Nebraska, Omaha was in there, like the best point spread teams throughout the year. And we saw UC San Diego not cover against Michigan in the first round of the tournament. Florida hasn't been covering either. These teams did so well in the regular season, but once you get into March Madness, it's a different story.
Yeah, Florida was 23-9. Well, I don't know, 27-11 right now. Still 71%, but I don't know if that indicates. I'm going to click on it and see if they've graded today's game. Uh, yes, they've graded today's game. So after today's game, they're 27-11 against the spread.
Yeah, I mean, so it's they've basically sucked in the postseason against the spread. Well, in the NCAA, they were really good in the SEC tournament, but that's how it works.
It's the great equalizer, the line. So let's talk about it. If you guys want to pick up the trial offer, by all means, send me a text message right before we got on the video here today. You hit a nice NBA game. Again, I keep saying it, don't sleep on the NBA, as you had the easy right down to the wire New Jersey Nets getting the job done at the Wizards. Currently, right now, all players, you're up 22.3 units for the week. We talk about this, and I wanted a couple clients brought this game up yesterday. Sometimes it's not what you bet; it's when you bet. You released under the total of in the Mississippi Michigan State games. Some clients won, some clients pushed.
No, that
No,
was a clear win. No,
no. I
no,
saw
no, no, no,
143
no,
some
no.
spots.
No, no, no. 140. It even closed 144 and a half. No, 143 and a half. No, there's no 143s.
And when I tell people that, basically, if you have a rogue credit bookmaker and that's not attached to the screen, you still, it would behoove you to look at the market rate because even if you live in a state where sports wagering isn't quote unquote, they don't have the DraftKings and the FanDuels of the world, you can still go online and see those absolutely free. And you can gauge and see if your book is basically giving you a soft line or a hard line against what we call the going rate in the business.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong, but I never saw it. I'm just pulling it up right now. Well, I'll pull up Bovada, the biggest
So
offshore
I know the
sports
client
book.
sent me the ticket. He bet it at 7:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time the day you released it. Now it's probably hours after you released it.
Oh, the day that I released it?
Right, 7:11 March 20 whatever day he played the game on March 28th at 7. Maybe that's wrong. It
The
doesn't.
game was played on March
I
28th. That's the date of
apologize.
the
He bet
game.
it the day you released it, which I know you released it in a set of game. Whatever day you released everything in like 3 days in a clip. And again, it's not a
It
big deal.
was, it was, it I'm at, it, for a brief period on March 26th, it was 143.
Right there, you go.
And then, okay. Okay. I
So
mean, it was 143 and a half at 6:53 a.m. It moved to 143 at 12:11 p.m. It then moved back to 143 and a half at 3:45 p.m. On Thursday, and then it went all the way up to 145.
right,
Then came back down to 144 and a half. So yeah, for a brief moment, for several hours, it was at 143 on March 26th, or March 27th, maybe. Yeah, I mean, okay. But we released it. It was 143 and a half, and day of the game, it was even higher. So
exactly. But the point of me bringing that up wasn't about your results. Was about that people always ask me when a line, quote unquote, moves against them. So in their mind, when you release a game at 143 and a half, it goes to 144 and a half. They think it's moving against them, and I go, no, it's like a better stock price. So if, bet it if you're getting a better number if you bet it late.
yeah, I'm looking at what time I released it. I released it on March 26th at 8:06 a.m. in the morning.
Right. So again,
So
like the point of the story was the lines move all week long, every day. It's a liquid market, especially in March Madness. And don't think because you get a better number if you're late that it moved against you. My point was it doesn't move. It's not moving against you. It's just that's what the number is. If you have the under and you liked it at 43 and a half, you got to also like it at 45.
well, clients think that, someone knows something, therefore that's the right sign. That's just so
It's like they
idiotic.
always they want the worst line instead of the best line.
It's just that, you know,
I get text all the time. Why is the line moving against us?
I know,
Like,
I know. No, I got one this morning. I got it this morning with the Brooklyn Nets Washington Wizards game. We had Brooklyn
I
at
didn't even,
-1.
and it went to
It went the other way to where Washington was favored. Washington ended up closing at 2.5 or 2, and clients were like, "Is something wrong? Are you sure we're the like that one guy like? Did you mistype the line? Like." No, the line just went the other way. People are betting on Washington. So what? Like lines move.
exactly. And
Yeah.
so, and again, just to goes to show you, it's like they almost would have rather laid 3 on that game when you released it at -1 instead of getting the better number.
Oh well, they would have thought, oh, we're on. I mean, the funny thing is we, as you know, we have exceptionally good closing line value. This is a rare instance, the Brooklyn
Exactly.
Washington, where we didn't have good closing line value. But I think closing line value is a bunch of bullshit anyway.
We've
All that
talked about
matters is
that in
did you
depth.
win your yeah. All
Exactly.
that matters is did you win your bet. Do
Exactly.
you want Washington with closing line value, or do you want Brooklyn that gets the cash? I'll take Brooklyn, thank you.
There you go. So for all you guys that haven't picked up the all access 7-day trial offer, take advantage while the tournament's going for 7 days because again, like I said, he's not sleeping on the NBA. He's not one dimensional. He's not just waiting for just zooming in on the tournament. So with that being said, we didn't even talk about it prior to the video. What is your complimentary selection tomorrow?
Yeah, let's see. The game I was thinking about, I'm going to look at the San Antonio Golden State game. Um, the Spurs are the only team on Saturday that also play on Sunday, so they're going to be playing without rest. The game's going on right now. They're down by 13 points against the Boston Celtics. Who knows how the game's going to end? It's the NBA, of
I
course.
think the line's 12 and a half.
Right. But I mean, San Antonio could roar back and win that game. I
Right,
mean,
right,
that's how
right.
the NBA works. But regardless, they're playing without rest when they play Golden State. And Golden State actually lost to San Antonio the first time this season when these teams met. That game was also here in the Alamo City. And Golden State is 69 and 55 ATS on the road with revenge, and including 11 and 4 ATS if their opponent is unrested. So we'll take Golden State. Currently, the line's 12, and we'll lay the 12 points on Sunday.
People are going to be like, he's going against the Spurs. We can't believe it.
Oh, God, I go against them a lot.
Warriors minus the 12 is your complimentary selection. By the way, you had an 8-unit release yesterday. Let's close the video with this. You had an 8-unit release yesterday. I believe you released it at 13 and a half, and you're talking about closing line value. It goes to 15 in some spots. They win by 16.
Went to 16.
Okay, went to I didn't look after 15
and close.
And then they win by 16.
Then won by 16. It was rare. I mean, you know, at the very end of the night,
every client texted me they won it. Nobody had 16. Everybody had.
Oh yeah, and but let's back up a second, because there's always that client who does bet at 5 minutes before game time, and then they cry, "Oh my God, I pushed." Bet the games when they are released. Don't wait until game time to bet the game.
I mean, guys, I haven't. You know, it's funny because here's the thing. I'm walking around Vegas with you. People are like this, looking in their phone. They never look up to make eye contact with anybody. But then I'll get guys texting me saying, "Oh, I missed the alert." Come on, man. Your face is in the phone all day anyway. What do you mean you missed the alert? Oh, you missed the alert when
Well, it's like what I was mentioned before on that 143.5 game. The Michigan State, you know, we released the under 143.5 at what was it, 8:06 in the morning or whatever it was.
Right.
I mean,
a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right.
Yeah.
That's 5:06 a.m. your time.
5:06 a.m. my time, right? So you had
right here. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, the line did dip, you know, around 1:30 or 2 p.m. that afternoon to 1:43, but you had 6 hours to put in the game.
Right.
And then it comes back and goes all the way to 1:45. So yeah, it's just I think there are always certain guys who, you know, they somehow find the losing line no matter what they do. We call them mushes.
Exactly.
You know, on the games, yeah, it's just. But
and listen, for all you listeners that are listening, this is important. One of the things that Al, you didn't mention is that we're talking about existing clients that are getting the games. But if I get a phone call at 6:00 at night and he says, "Hi, I watched your video with Al. I want to join the All Access," and you release the games at 8:06 in the morning, I then tell him, take whatever the line is now, because you won't get the alert in real time till the next day. So yes, there's sometimes that client will experience on that first day because he didn't join at 6 a.m.
Oh, that's true. Well, look, and I understand clients have their own lives. They could be, you know, doing other things. They can't necessarily get the stuff in, but I get all of that. So
I mean, we have some guys like Brett that, you know, they have alarms set so the minute they get a ding, they roll out of bed no matter what time, 5:06 a.m. They're rolling out in New York City at 5:06 a.m. to get your plays in. But I will say, from the broad basket of clients that I deal with, I would say he's a rarity, and it's more like a secondary source of income for him versus the guy that's like waking up at his normal time, especially if he lives where you live. He's not waking up at 5:06 in the morning. If he's in LA, he's going to wake up at 7 and then just get the games 2 hours later. You know what I mean?
But even if you're doing this recreationally, which most people are not doing this,
right,
you know, life and death, but they're doing it just for fun and whatever. Yeah, just it's the best course of action if you can to get the games in early.
There you go, guys.
If you can, you don't have to, like, you know, move heaven and earth and upend your whole lifestyle.
And we're going to end this video because it's a long video. And don't buy points. Your complimentary selection is the Warriors. Good day and good luck.